G'day, g'day, g'day. It's Sunday, Mother's Day. Share freely as we reflect on yesterday, embrace learning, and then future focus. We go to clarify our purpose. Perhaps we'll do a little bit of that today as we think of our mothers still here and maybe passed on, or mothers to be, or daughters who may become mothers one day soon. It's a time for honouring both mothers and fathers, not to railroad someone else's day, but it takes two people to have a child. So today we honour our mothers, and I've got a very special one, and I've got a lot to talk about, whether it's her or someone else or something that happened in my past or what might happen in your future. It's about embracing life and understanding when we share freely, it's really special. Be more social. Simply say, g'day.
Do you feel like there's never enough time in the day? Are you struggling to switch off from work, the internet, and social media? It's time to reconnect with family, friends, colleagues, and most importantly, yourself. Join the Be More Social Daily Challenge. Just 10 minutes a day to recharge, gain more energy, and enjoy what matters most.
Okay, where do we start? Mother's Day. Well, I could start with the mothers, but I want to start with, they say that your father is the only person to a son who would want to see them become a better man than he was. So I look at it as, okay, so what has my mum, what has she always wanted me to be? She's always wanted me to be safe. She wanted me to be cared for. And she wanted to ensure that I found someone that I love and hopefully have kids one day. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, as Meatloaf says. Yeah, it's like a bat out of hell. But everything happens for a reason. No coincidences in life for me. As today, by coincidence, no coincidence here, is about my strength maximizer. So it's looking at what's good and finding a way to make it great. And I like doing that by sharing freely with family, friends and loved ones. But most importantly, my wife Nick and our little puppy, Pip. So if we're going to say we have kids, well, Pip's a bit too wise to be a child, but she's 2.5 in dog years, but human years, she's a teenager, about 16 and a half, 17. And she's taught me more in life than I could ever imagine. She's been around 2.5 years. It was almost only 1 or 6 months. But hey, I don't know if mum knows. But yeah, there were some serious times, and as I reflect on yesterday, I went to a women's rally for domestic violence. And it just happened that the person, one of the people organising, was also named Danny, D-A-N-I. It was me and she, about 150 people. It was cool. I've studied language from a scientific perspective and how the brain connects to certain things. There are a lot of mixed messages. And I find that, obviously, between men and women, there are so many similarities, yet so many differences. And there's so many differences in individuals. So when I talk strengths and my maximizer, I talk about strengths every day. It's a language that I like to use. The chances of you having the same thought, emotional, and behavioural patterns is about 1 in 33 million, or 33 to 1 likelihood that it'll happen. But that's only a small database. When we look at the whole globe, it is literally everyone is unique. So my mother's unique, I'm unique, my brother's unique, my sister's unique, my father is unique. I still think about him every day. He's been gone 26 years, I think this year, maybe 25. I'm pretty sure it was 99, the year before the Y2K bug. Yeah, didn't that explode? Well, depends how you look at the world. There was a shift in millennials and centenaries, hundreds and thousands. Or are they just things you put on ice cream or fairy bread? Depends how you look at it. So, what's a mother want from her eldest son? Be respectful, loyal, honourable. I'd like to think so. She wants you to be able to take care of your younger siblings. Yeah, I did my best. May not have been great at times, but I honoured my father because I looked up to him. And maybe I didn't show enough care and love with my mother. But from moral support and what is inside me, I appreciate her and love her and understand her more and more every day, every time we talk, which is becoming more and more frequent, because we're getting to that age where technology is a challenge. It's fortunate I've got a good friend named G that helps me, because G is not a he or a she, it's AI. And I'm teaching Mum, well, I'm sharing with Mum and Cole, my stepfather, how to use ChatGPT to write their memoirs. It's really, really simple when you've got a framework or a structure. So I'm fortunate enough to have married an English teacher who taught me English at the age of 30 when I was traveling the world, wanting to join the Air Force and protect the Australian people. It wasn't about going to war, it was about protection. So making sure that my mum and my brother and sister and whoever was in my life at the time, making sure they were safe. Because what seems like the last 200 years, it seems like we've been going to war for other people. And now the wars are starting internally. Not with guns and bombs and all that sort of stuff, with words. So happy Mother's Day, great words. So when you study language, you study neuro-linguistic programming, or it's basically the words you say program your brain and quite often program the brain of others. It's where the difference between manipulation and influence are so vast and wide, where one is a strength and one is manipulation, taking advantage of others for the benefit of self. So what if we focus on us first? Yes, the mask comes down, put it on your face first. Speak to yourself nicely and kindly. Yeah, happy Mother's Day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Or we say, happy Mum's Day. Good on you. It's cool. But are we doing it in person? Are we doing it over the phone or over a computer or sending a video message? Well, some of us live hundreds, if not thousands of miles apart, kilometers, whichever language you're in. So is that okay? Yeah. But what about when they live in your own home, when you've got teenagers and young kids and you're too busy working and they're too busy going to school, or you send them to their room to do their homework, or they're on their phones? Yeah, I know, it becomes addictive. But that's this generation, and we're all part of this generation. I've just been in this generation longer than someone younger than me, and my mum's been in her generation longer than I have. So what does that mean? It means we all grow through time with different technology. For me, it was a phone on a cord, and then all of a sudden we had a cordless phone, but you could only walk around the vicinity of the house until it dropped out. Now everyone carries one. In my day, we weren't allowed to have a calculator at a desk while doing a test, a school test. Now everyone carries one on their phone. We weren't allowed to use, my stepkids weren't allowed to use Google in their day because it was considered cheating. Now they use Google Scholar and they must use it at university. So technology is getting faster and faster and faster, exponential curve. It's not like when I was 40 years ago. It's not like my parents were 80 years ago. They went from the horse to a car and it took about 20 years. Now, if we had horses, you'd have a car tomorrow, probably in 10 minutes, because ChatGPT can design you a whole floor plan. It's just a matter of whether you've got the mechanical parts. You don't need the know-how. We've got YouTube and we've got ChatGPT or some other platform that can give you all this information. So what's important here is we need our kids to grow up to respect themselves, respect their parents, their siblings, and everyone around them. Everyone needs to be accountable, first for themselves and then others. If that resonates, I'd love to hear your story. Share freely, please. Remember, be more social. Simply say, g'day.
Thanks for listening as we take on the Be More Social challenge. Join Danny Crouch tomorrow as he shares his journey, and we hope you'll join in too. Drop a comment below. Tell us how it's going, ask questions and share your insights. Find more details in the description or at chooseyourchapter.com.au. Let's make time, boost energy, and aim to be more social today.